Hello and welcome to the Musical Instrument Investigator. Today we're on the website of Gardiner Houlgate Auctioneers and we're going to have a look at one of their latest auctions, which is guitars. So before we get started, I'd just like to say if you enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing, and also feel free to like and comment or send an email or any of that kind of stuff. It all really helps support the channel. So yeah, Gardiner Houlgate, if you have been to this channel before, you'll know that Gardiner Houlgate like to put a whole load of auctions out at the same time. So they have 4 in a row. There is a guitar auction, which is this one on the 8th of March. There's one on the 9th of March and one on the 10th of March. And then there's also a general musical instrument auction on the 10th of March as well. So we'll do catalogues for all of those. This particular one has 482 lots. The buyer's premium for this is 26.4%. Interesting number there. This is a UK based auction, so if you're outside of the UK, if you're in Europe or in the world somewhere, then bear that in mind in terms of import and export. There might be some things with CITES restrictions. Once again, this is the 8th of March, this particular auction. There's so many things in this auction, so I'm just going to have to kind of go over it really briefly, otherwise we'll be here forever. And I'm not super knowledgeable about guitars, as you may have probably noticed, although I did train as a guitar maker and I did used to know a lot about guitars, but those days have long gone and I know a bit more about other types of instruments, but we'll give it our best shot. Just to say, this particular auction house, they have a YouTube channel for the guitar parts anyway, so it's I believe it's Guitar Auctions at Gardiner Houlgate. That's their YouTube channel, and they've got some really professional looking demos there of some of the guitars, so have a look at that and check it out and see what you think. And also maybe some of other YouTubers like Trogley's Guitar Show or someone like that, they might get into this auction a little bit more, as they are quite knowledgeable about stuff like Gibson and Fender. I just take a bit of a wild overview because I like kind of weird stuff. Anyway, so yeah, this is a raw auction, just kind of going to blitz through it, not going to go too crazy because, like I said, there's way too many things in this auction, and some of the other auctions are even worse. The next auction has like 611 lots. This is way too much, in my opinion, for an auction. I don't think it's good for the sellers or the buyers. I don't think that an auction should have much more than 300 or 350 lots per day, personally, but anyway, that's my preference. So I've ranted on already for about 5 minutes, so let's crack on. So we've got some Gibsons here. 2009 Gibson Les Paul Standard, left-handed there. Gibson Custom Shop 57, another left-handed. 1976 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe, left-handed. These are all pretty nice. 2001 Gibson Memphis ES 135 there. 2020 Gibson Les Paul Junior. 2007 Gibson Custom Jimmy Page signature there. Fender FSR Exotic 2017. 2021 Fender Player Nashville Telecaster. 99 Fender American Vintage Reissue Jazz Bass. Fender Precision Bass there from 1966, interesting. 1962 Fender Precision Bass. 1964 Fender Stratocaster. Let's have a look at that. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description. Check it out and see what you think. I can't look at every single item because it is just too much, and I think everyone is going to get bored. But anyway, interesting. 1964 Fender Strat here, Olympic white finish. Good single owner Fender Stratocaster, purchased new by the vendor at Cook's Band Instruments Norwich in 1964. There you go, they got a link to their YouTube demos there. It's got a CITES certificate there, 15 to 20,000 there. Interesting. Won't get into it too deep because we'll be here forever. 1997 Fender Custom Shop, Cuneto era. Let's have a quick look at that. John Cruz Relic No-Caster, 1800 to 2200. These really are probably the best guitar auctions I think in the world, or definitely close to. So if you're into guitars, definitely check it out. 1997 Fender Custom Shop there. 1993 Fender Custom Shop John Page, interesting. 1995 Fender American Vintage Reissue. 2002 Fender American Standard, nice yellow colour. 1994 Fender 40th year Strat. 1989 Fender Strat Plus, 2001 Fender Custom Shop, American Standard Telecaster there, Fender Special Edition, Fender Jazz Bass, 89 Gibson SG62 reissue. Good old Nighthawk there. Kind of interesting guitars. A BB King Lucille. Let's have a look at this. Always like these Lucilles. They're really nice. 1800 to 2200. 1997. 1994 Gibson Custom Historic 54 Les Paul. That's quite nice. 2 to 3 there. Gibson Les Paul Custom 1993. Is that red? Hard to see the colour there. I think it's like a wine red, and it's quite dark. It's quite nice. 2 to 2.5. Red finish. Gibson Custom Shop Edition Carina Explorer there. That's we don't see those too often. Have a look at the pictures here. The good thing about Gardiner Houlgate is that I think they keep their catalogues online at least for a while, so you can kind of look at this in your own time without having to listen to my voice. 2009 Gibson Songwriter there. Gibson True Vintage. I think we're just going to have to go through a bit quicker, otherwise it's going to be here forever. There's a couple of Gibson Ovation Collector Series there, some more Ovations, Takamine, TF Morris, Filed Goodfellow, it's quite nice. 1989 Jackson Soloist, Ernie Ball Music Man there, Patrick Eggle classic English guitar, Parker Fly there. 1996 Burns Custom New Sonic, one of the Roland G707 guitars there. Let's have a look at this. 1983 Andrew Manson Semi. It's quite interesting. 1000 to 1500. I like the slightly unusual stuff over the Fender and Gibson, I must be honest. 1963 Country Gentleman there, Hummingbird, Gibson Hummingbird, ESP, Paul Reed Smith. Let's have a look at it. I've never been a massive fan of Paul Reed Smith stuff. Come to think of it, I'm not sure if I've ever actually played one. Not a fan of the heel design at all, I'll be honest. Larive, nice acoustics there. Ovation Adamas Hoyer guitar there. Hoyer again, another Hoyer. That's quite a nice Hoyer. I've got a bit of a soft spot for some of these. I quite like that. Let's see what else we got here. Another Hoyer there. More Hoyers. Quite a lot of Hoyers. Epiphone, no lot on that one. Hoyer Archstop. Oh, another Patrick Eggle there. Oh, Washburn Wing Series. Okay. Interesting. Like the bridge. That's pretty cool. Electra. Let's have a look at this. 1980s Electra. I think this is like not that common to see in the UK. Electra. I think this is more for the American market. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, you don't come across them that often. Gretsch bass there. Westone. This is an interesting looking guitar. Nice blue. Yeah, it's got stunning colour. I don't know the make. Lado and Co. Canada. Made in Canada, okay. I've never heard of them before, but that's a beautiful colour. The Westone. Oh, that's interesting. Hopf Glassel Prototype. Wow, okay, that's interesting. This is a name we usually associate with violins rather than guitars. That kind of name. Wow, that's an interesting looking guitar. It's like ply or something. That's pretty bizarre. I've never seen one of those before. That's really quite odd. 1982 Prototype. Interesting, yeah. 3 to 500. I bet that will sell quite well. I've never seen one like that before. Rocky Neck Through, Lado Classic, Luxor. It's a copy of the Gibson. It's quite nice there. Another Luxor Aria Pro 2 there. Bamboo. These are all kind of like based on like alembics or something, aren't they? J.K. Lado and Co. Solo. It's quite nice. The 1980s. I think I used to hate this kind of design when I was a bit younger, but it's kind of growing on me now. Almea. Yes, these are all kind of like, I think, alembic type kind of models. Interesting. Mid 1970s CSL. Okay, it's like a copy of the Les Paul recording, which is one of my favourite guitars, to be fair. That's quite interesting. Another Electra here, Crestwood, West Tone, Semi, Arbiter, Les Paul, Epiphone Emperor, West Tone King 2, interesting. Ooh, a Loudon, we saw a couple of Loudons recently in one of the auctions. So they seem quite common, maybe they were churning them out a bit. West Tone Session, Washburn, Greco 1975, Westone Prestige, interesting. Another Patrick Eggle, another Berlin. Let's have a look at it. We've got to have a look at a Patrick Eggle, don't we, while we're here? I'm not really looking at any of the conditions or anything. I'll let people do that in their own time. This is interesting, like a Ibanez based on, can't remember which Gibson model it was. That's quite cool. Good way to get that shaped guitar on a budget, 500 to 800. Yeah, curious. Quite like that. Now to my favourite type of guitars, the early Kramers with the aluminium neck. These are really cool. I like these a lot. 600 to 800, it's not bad. I think 10 years ago or so, when I was interested in these a bit more, they were about 400 to 500, so they've gone up a little bit. This is the kind of not so desirable model, this one. Yeah, nice looking though. At 400 to 600. Pretty cool. Anton Sadner arch top there. Oh, this is pretty bizarre as well. Kimbara. Wow, some pretty odd guitars in this auction. Made in Japan. Interesting, 200 to 300. Another Westone Pedula Orsini. Yeah, interesting. Westone Prestige again. Another Electra. It's interesting to see more of those. Barney Kessel there. And don't see those too often. Let's have a look. Nice back. Let's see. Another Westone Rainbow Yasuki LP. Another Westone. A lot of Westones. Greco LS120. It's another kind of one of the Gibson types. Interesting stuff here. And Kasuga, Westone, Japanese LP. Greco Zamantis on license. This one. Never been a massive fan of these, I must admit. Hoyer again, more Hoyer. Zephyr, another Zamantis style kind of thing. Shaftesbury, Breedlove, Washburn, more Westones, Grimshaw, electric there. Let's have a look at that. Not so exciting, that. Yeah, interesting. I thought Grimshaw made like jazz guitars, but maybe I'm wrong. Interesting. Greco there. Elgar, Hollowbody, Washburn, Harmony. Wow, we're only on page 1 of 5. I'm going to have to really speed this up a bit. A whole load of acoustics here. Hofner, Harmony. Some couple of Jacksons, Rickenbackers. Interesting stuff. Stromberg, Newport, Hollowbody. Let's have a look at that. I mean, crazy auction. The amount of stuff is pretty bonkers. Peerless here. Takamine. A couple of Ernie Balls. More Fenders here. Diamond by Gilda Jetstar is a pretty bizarre model, that one. More kind of arch tops. I was going to say, this is pretty rare. Fender arch top here. That looks in good condition. Fender Montego. Guitar designed by the renowned Roger Rosmasel. Fewer than 100 of the Fender Montego model were made. Interesting. 6,000 to 8,000. Yeah, I've not seen one of those before. Musima is interesting as well. Ooh, Fender Custom Shop. That's a curious one. That's interesting. Custom Shop Dennis Galuska Masterbuilt Custom Stratocaster. Unique guitar built as a one-off by Dennis Galuska for a guitar show held at Abbey Road in 2008. The guitar was named the Guntar. Okay, interesting. And more acoustics, Collings and Loudon, all high-end stuff there. Let's see what else. Another D Armon Jetstar, but the bass version there. Oh, that's interesting. Gibson Barney Kessel. Curious looking guitar, that. 2.5 to 3.5. Ooh, an Ovation, early Ovation. 500 to 800. Quite nice back on that. Another older Hofner. Couple of Gibsons here. Rickenbacker, Schecter, Hagstrom, Fender, Duesenberg. It's basically everything here. It's quite 1981 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe. 2.5 to 3,500 there. Let's see what else we got here. 2010 Stefan DePergo Age Vintage Classic Electric Guitar made in the USA. Interesting. Not a maker that I know, but as I said, I'm very much out of the loop of these kind of guitars. 2,000 to 3,000. Gibson Custom Shop. We're in some high-end things here. Gibson Custom Shop J Walsh. It's a nice looking guitar there. 5 to 7. Another Custom Shop. Wow, that is crazy. Jaguar Custom Shop. Wow, don't see those that often. Only 25 of the Jaguar XK50 Stratocaster were made, handcrafted by renowned master builder Stephen Stern at the Fender Custom Shop in 1999. All were finished in British racing green and featured burl walnut, from the same supplier who provided Jaguar with the wood for the interior details. For the 50th anniversary of the renowned Jaguar XK engine. Okay. Interesting. More Gibsons here. Whole load of Fenders. A lot of these are probably high value custom shops. We're into top tier here. Unique Custom Shop. It looks really nice, actually. Very tasteful. Let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, it's a whole load of Fender custom shops here. So wow, this is bonkers. Look at this crazy Tysco thing. This is quite mad. 1960s Tysco SD2L electric guitar. It's pretty mad. Martin there. Put another Paul Reed Smith. Always find these ones pretty weird. 2016 Gibson Memphis. It just looks a little bit wrong. 1800 to 2200. Ibanez. Taylor Gibson acoustics here. Martin, Atkins, JHS, Eastman, Burns Sonic bass there. Let's have a look at this 2000 Gibson Smartwood Exotic Les Paul. One of their many experiments. 700 to 1000. And let's go to the next page and see what we've got here. Good old Gordon Smith, classic English guitar. Another Gordon Smith there. Hofner, I'm a big fan of Hofner. Gibson L4, that's quite nice. Let's see. Oh, interesting, a reverse. Gibson Reverse V electric guitar. 800 to 1200, that's a bit of a Marmite guitar. Nice K there. Levin, Swedish maker. Let's see. Duesenberg, Tokai there. Oh, this is interesting. You don't see these too often. Gibson TG50 tenor guitar. Okay, that's curious. Wow, that's pretty cool. Cool back on that. Interesting. 700 to 1000. Circa 1942 factory order. Interesting. That's quite a curious looking one. 1979 Gibson Les Paul Deluxe. See where the gold finish is starting to go a bit green, as some of them do. 1500 to 2000 there. Martin, Rickenbacker, Fender, whole load of stuff. Harmony, Westone, Diamond. Interesting Hoyer arch top there. Interesting K, Hohner. That's the rifle guitar. Let's see what else is going on. Ibanez. A few interesting things here. Another Parker Nightfly there. Hofner very thin. Ah, yes, the Holy Grail. Haha, this is going to be my picture, I think, for the front of this video. Telecaster Elite Series. This is probably my favourite Fender guitar of all time. Fender Telecaster Elite Guitar 1983, 1000 to 1200. This, I don't know, there's something about the aesthetics of this. They absolutely nailed it. This is spot on. There's a few variations of this guitar, I think. I'm not sure that this is my ultimate one, but it's pretty close. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Telecaster Elites, the 80s ones. Really cool. So that was nice to see that. So very good. Let's have a look at this 2020 K John #1 electric guitar. A unique and superbly made guitar, and the first by the maker K John. 14 months in the making. Okay, let's have a look at this. Looks a bit curious here. Everything's so fancy these days. Interesting binding actually on that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, everything's so fancy today's. I think I'm just a simple person, like kind of faux tortoiseshell. It's an interesting looking guitar. I think I'd quite like to see it in person, but a lot of fancy things are going on there. 1000 to 200. Yamaha SA2200. These are actually really nice. I nearly thought about buying one about 15 years ago, but I never did in the end. Interesting guitar. Ibanez Art Core, that was good. Dan Electro, Hofner, Epiphone, Gibson Melody Makers, a whole load of stuff here. Ah, the old Gibson Victory, one for the underdogs. Quite an unpopular model, I think. I think it's kind of quirky. And let's see, Epiphone Casino, some more acoustics here. It's one of these modern Fender Acoustasonic things or whatever they're called. Never tried on. I think I saw some at one of the guitar shops at some point. I forget which one. 2019. I think these are the in things apparently at the moment. Peerless there. Gibson SG. Gibson B25. James Trussart. Let's have a look at these. 1500 to 2000. Interesting. I thought these things used to be like $4,000 or something when they first came out. Maybe I'm imagining that, but I thought they were super expensive. A couple of other Rafe, and this is someone's personal collection. This is a musician that I think passed away, so this is his items here. Let's have a look at this 1977 Strat. This Fender Jazzmaster there from 1973. I'm not sure why they're showing these angled pictures as the first one. 2200 to 2800. Let's see what else we got here. Some Hofners here, Hofner Committee. Definitely a fan of that. And what else we got here? Vintage lap guitar, Hofner Club, Yamaha Pacifica, Yamaha Super Flighter, SG1000 there. A few Rickenbackers, some Burns, Guild Starfire, more Gibsons. So he had a lot of guitars. Harley Benton there. On to amps. Okay. Jennings Domino. That's an interesting one. Made in England. I think it's the first time I've seen one of those. Marshall, some pedals. Banjo there. That's a bit of other stuff. Right, now we're into some other stuff here. Charlie Harcourt, 1960s Fender Strato Telly. Body, circa 1962 sunburst finish Fender Strat body there, with a 67 Telecaster neck. Charlie's favourite guitar. Okay, 4 to 6 on that. Interesting combination there. Bit bizarre. 59 Gibson Les Paul Junior there. What else have we got here? 1962 Gibson J200, 4 to 6. That'll be popular, I'm sure. What else do we have? Everything Sheraton Recording King, Ralph Brown acoustic. I'm not sure of that maker. Made in the UK. Okay. Oh, that's an old kind of German parlour type guitar. Fender Vibro Champ here. A few pedals. Is there anything interesting? Oh, what's this? Let's have a look at this. Interesting, well-made ukulele. That's pretty good. Francis Sulber. See what else we got. Whole load of banjos, and we've got some more famous people stuff. What's going on here? Chuck Berry and Terry Clemson, 1964 Gibson Firebird V guitar, made in the USA. Interesting. That's a nice looking guitar. Formerly owned by Terry Clemson, known as Terry Gibson, renowned guitarist playing with many legendary musicians such as Chuck Berry. There you go, that's an interesting Firebird there. Mike Oldfield, owned and used late 1960s, 1970s. Gibson EBS 1250 double neck bass electric. And Pete Townsend, 1971 Martin, 35 to 45,000. Wow, okay. Purchased by the vendor from Andy's Guitars, Denmark Street. Offered as an ex-Pete Townsend guitar, okay, with a letter of authenticity. Interesting. Interestingly, David Gilmour's beloved 1969 Martin D35, used to write many Pink Floyd hits, including the iconic Wish You Were Here, was purchased outside Manny's of New York during the same period. Okay, interesting. Nile Rodgers, owned and autographed 2007 Gibson Les Paul custom electric guitar, 5 to 7 there. Jeff Peck. All right, studio used 1995 Parker Fly Deluxe. Interesting. 3 to 5. This looks like one of the original ones before the takeover. These are pretty nuts, I think. These guitars back in the day, like really super high quality, super light, really futuristic at the time. And then I think they went a bit downhill after the company was sold off. Ooh, an amp. Eric Clapton. Stage and studio use Fender Dual Showman. 10 to 20,000. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Dr. Feelgood. Walker Johnson. It's like a PA unit. Okay. Interesting. 100 to 200. Chris Rea Interest. Early 1970s Gretsch. Interesting. Greg Allman. Fretless bass there. Guthrie Govan. Tour used Victory amp there. Marshall here. That's a Gary Newman. Prodigy. Rob Holiday there. Amp and guitar there. What is this? It's 1976 Gibson Les Paul Standard Gold Top. 4 to 6. Mick Moody. Park amp. John Ducan. Guitar there. No let on that. Judas Priest signed. Status Quo signed. Status Quo Eric Clapton. Americana. Various artists. Now on to other merchandise stuff. I think we might be at the end of it. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so basically that's it. We're at the end of the auction. We took a very brief overview of it because really it's just too much to get into, and I don't have a massive amount to say other than yes, this auction is actually pretty impressive, to be fair, if you like guitars. Lots of stuff to look at. I'll put a link in the description. Bear in mind that there's 2 other guitar related auctions for Gardiner Houlgate. The second one I think has lots of guitars, the third one maybe not so much, and then there's the musical instrument one as well, so links in the description. Check out their YouTube channel, as I said. I think guitar auctions at Gardiner Houlgate, they'll probably give a few demos and stuff, and check out any other YouTubers that might be covering the guitar section. And if you've got any comments about any of the guitars or want to educate me on some of the guitars, please feel free, and happy to learn a bit more about some of the specific Gibsons, because like I said, or Fenders, I'm not really that knowledgeable about some of those, so happy to learn. So once again, thanks a lot for watching, really appreciate it, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao. Many thanks for tuning in to the Musical Instrument Investigator. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please like, subscribe and turn on notifications, and watch out for the next video coming soon.